Drive Time on RTE Radio 1, sponsored by Zurich. Be future ready with a pension powered by Zurich's award-winning investment performance.
Now, with temperatures set to drop again to below -3 next week, it is a good time to start planning for your summer holidays. According to Condé Nast travel magazine, Egypt is high on the list of hot places to go in 2019, along with the very chic Turkish Riviera. Apparently, St. Bart's is set to make a Caribbean comeback this year, and Arles in France is another hot spot for the year. But are they the spots that Irish holidaymakers will be dreaming about and heading to? Eoghan Corry, editor of Travel Extra, good evening.
Good evening. It's not really what Irish people will be looking to. A lot of this, the magazine lists would be aspirational. All
right, well, I love to dream anyway, so I know you've been speaking at the Holiday World Show at the RDS, and you're there this weekend. What are the top trends and the types of holidays that people will be looking at?
Ireland is very traditional. We out of our population, we will do 2 million trips to Spain, and the top 5 places that we go tend to stay the same from year to year. It's going to be Spain number 1, France number 2, it's going to be Portugal, and then Italy, and then the United States. What is changing, though, is that people are looking for where there's a new access route, and one of the things that people are asking about is Turkey, that you just mentioned, used to be a very big destination out of Ireland, 114,000 Irish a year, went fell down to around 50,000. Bit of a comeback kid this year. People are beginning to go back, and not in the large numbers that they were, but quite interestingly, Ryanair, who have more than a vested interest in this, have opened up Turkish routes to the southwest for the first time. So it's an interesting to watch Turkey creeping back in, to watch Malta creeping back in, and Cyprus, which lost its most of its air service from Ireland last year when Cobalt went. One of the tour operators has started a charter there. So all of these places are stirring, but the reality is that Spain dominates.
Let's talk cost here. Can you get a summer holiday, for mum, dad and the 2 children perhaps, or 3 children, under 2,000, under 2,500?
Yes, you can.
Height of season?
Yeah, the real issue is the peaking, but you watch where some of the, for instance, getting to the hotel prices in Spain and Portugal, everyone's talking about them for the last couple of years. We watch where there's a new route, watch where there's a little bit of extra capacity. For instance, Lisbon, TAP, Portugal, the Portuguese airline are doing double daily flights. They're returning in March the 31st. For the first year of that route, there will be a lot of price sensitivity, so you will actually get to Lisbon probably cheaper for the summer of 2019 than you would for 2018. The Algarve is a different story. It's a lot of capacity to Faro, but I do see the price creeping up there. The other thing to watch out if you're keeping out of the peak season is routes that used to be trimmed back. They'd only run for the summer. Bilbao is a good example. Santiago de Compostela is a good example. These are routes that are now running through winter as well. So they're the places you'll get on not so much in the peak, but in the shoulders. March, April, May, that's where you'll find the pretty good value. But as you say, when you're going during school holidays, prices can treble on some routes.
I know.
And the package holiday, if you're going to move for things like kids' places, there's a very good differentiated product from the tour operators like TUI and Sunway and Toplight. Try and move early, because those fill up very quickly. Holiday World Show this weekend, you just mentioned that there are show-only bargains. The show is going on tomorrow and Sunday.
Let's dream for a moment. Where will we go if we're looking for a different experience?
Interesting, the Caribbean is very strong. TUI have run direct flights to Jamaica and to Mexico over the last couple of years. We're going to get an extra Chinese route coming in stream in Ireland from Ireland this year. We also have Tunisia that you mentioned, Egypt. Egypt is still off the horizon. No direct flights to Egypt, but there is talk of a direct flight to Tunisia. But obviously it's still quite controversial, or it's still got bad memories for Irish holidaymakers. But the prices are really what will bring Tunisia back to the market. We will have direct flights back, and also the long-haul flights through the Middle East. Qatar have increased the frequency. That means that you have Turkish, Emirates, Etihad and Qatar Airways, all competing for all those exotic routes into India, Thailand, the Seychelles, the Maldives. The prices on those will be affected by the degree of capacity and the competition. They're the things that bring prices down for airlines.
Am I wrong in thinking Japan is starting to, perhaps not become hugely popular, but people are looking at Japan and enjoying holidays there?
It's all the rage at the moment.
Yeah.
One of the reasons is the capacity, the one-stop capacity. We don't have direct flights, but Finnair are adding a lot. They're doing going east what Aer Lingus are doing for Europe going west. As you know, Aer Lingus now has 17 North America routes. Really good news for Irish people. But the only reason they're sustainable, places like Minneapolis, St. Paul, which starts next July, and Seattle, which started last year, Aer Lingus are bringing people from Europe into Dublin, pre-clearing them and on. Finnair are doing the same in the direction of Japan. Japan is going to be big news for the World Cup in September. The prices will spike both for airfares and for hotels for that time. But I do notice a lot of people talking Japan, the amount of the visibility that Japan is enjoying as a result of the lead into the Rugby World Cup and of course the Olympics to follow in its tail means that a lot of people are interested, and it's a tremendous destination. It's so exotic in a world that's increasingly homogenized. You walk down the streets of many world cities, you see the same shops on each side. Japan is such an different culture. It's like a breath of fresh air to even get there, to do the bullet trains, to eat the food, to experience something that's quite different from what we get at home. Even the Japanese food here doesn't taste like the Japanese food in Japan.
You've whetted my appetite. I'm now going to be looking at holidays. Eoghan Corry, good to talk to you. Thank you very much. Eoghan is speaking at the Holiday World Show, which is on in the RDS.